In a moment that had fans buzzing long before the premiere night ended, Jason Bateman finally broke his silence about the possibility of Horrible Bosses 3, and his reaction has sent shockwaves through Hollywood. It all happened at the glamorous red carpet premiere of Zootopia 2, held just days before the film's official release on November 26th. The night was already sparkling with excitement, the kind of family-driven, star-powered magic only Disney premieres managed to capture. But what Bateman shared in those few minutes set social media on fire. The event was nothing short of a spectacle. Families poured in with their little ones, fans cheered behind the velvet ropes, and the cast of Zootopia 2 arrived in full force, turning the carpet into a parade of familiar faces and heartwarming reunions. Among them was Jason Bateman, walking arm in arm with his wife and daughters, creating one of the most wholesome moments of the evening. Right behind him, Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas arrived with their sons Hugo and Oliver, marking the boys' official red carpet debut. Cameras flashed endlessly as the family posed for the moment they all knew would trend within minutes. Then, as if the night needed even more energy, the arrival of Shakira ignited the carpet like a lightning bolt. With her sons Milan and Sasha by her side, both of whom have surprise voice roles in the sequel, the superstar was glowing with pride. When asked how she felt watching her children step into the world of animation, her face softened, and she admitted she was drooling over them, completely mesmerized by their confidence behind the microphone. According to Shakira, the boys weren't shy for even a moment, recording their lines with an ease and enthusiasm that made the entire process feel effortless. But the premiere wasn't just about family reunions and adorable red carpet moments. The interviews were buzzing with questions about future projects, secret cameos, and unexpected celebrity crossovers. One of the night's most surprising topics involved Bad Bunny, who is set to headline the Super Bowl halftime show this year. When asked if she would return to the Super Bowl stage if he invited her, Shakira didn't hesitate. "Of course," she said, proudly acknowledging how much the global superstar has done for Latin music across the world. Her excitement was contagious, instantly sparking speculation online about a possible Bad Bunny-Shakira reunion performance. The surprises continued with the introduction of a new voice joining the animated franchise, Robert Irwin, known to millions through Dancing with the Stars. His childlike excitement was impossible to ignore as he explained how surreal it felt to play a koala named Robert Furwin, a character created specifically for him. Irwin joked that the role doesn't get better than that, and he couldn't say enough about how honored he was to breathe life into a character that blended comedy, heart, and a little nod to his father, his legacy. And if premiere night weren't shocking enough, audiences were still buzzing about a moment that had gone viral days earlier. Surprise video call from Prince William that took place during dance rehearsals. When Robert Irwin was asked about it, he lit up with admiration, calling the prince one of the greatest advocates we've ever had for our environment. The moment, which fans described as surreal and straight out of a Disney movie, was yet another unexpected highlight leading into the film's release. With the world watching, Zootopia 2 promised more heart, more action, and more beloved characters returning to the big screen. But the biggest shock of the night didn't come from the movie at all. It came from a single question aimed directly at Jason Bateman, a question that had been simmering in the entertainment world. Ever since Jennifer Aniston made headlines earlier this year, what would it take to make Horrible Bosses 3 happen? The reporter barely finished her sentence before Bateman smirked in recognition. Fans have been hoping, praying, and manifesting a third film ever since Aniston publicly admitted she'd love to revisit the workplace comedy. And this time, Bateman didn't dodge, he didn't deflect. Instead, he leaned in with a confession that immediately set the internet ablaze. "I'll answer the phone if it rings," he said, a coy, perfectly Bateman-style hint that he would absolutely return if Aniston truly wanted the reunion. That single line, casual, understated, yet incredibly telling, swept through social media like wildfire. Within minutes, fans were trending hashtags, debating plot ideas, and tagging the original cast members, demanding a reboot. It was the kind of moment entertainment channels dream of. A tiny spark that instantly reignites an entire franchise's fanbase. But revisiting old projects wasn't just a question for Bateman. Fans also pressed him for updates on another beloved classic, The Goonies. When asked about the rumored sequel, Bateman didn't hide his optimism. He admitted he's hopeful this time, encouraging fans to keep manifesting and sending positive energy. The nostalgia surrounding iconic films like The Goonies has only grown stronger over the years, And Bateman's hopeful tone gave longtime fans a new reason to believe the dream isn't dead just yet. Meanwhile, across the carpet, one emotional moment came from actress Jennifer Morrison, whose role as Emma Swan in Once Upon a Time still holds a powerful place in fans' hearts. When asked whether she'd return for a follow-up or reunion series, Morrison didn't hesitate. She said she'd of course be willing to return, acknowledging how deeply fans still connect to her character and how much unfinished emotional territory remains for Snow White and the rest of the cast. That short but heartfelt comment reignited a flood of nostalgia, reminding fans just how significant the show was during its prime. Back on the carpet, the buzz around Zootopia 2 continued to build as stars revealed hints about the sequel's storyline. New characters, and emotional beats that would leave audiences laughing, cheering, and crying. Cast members teased unexpected twists, deeper world building, and the return of beloved friendships that defined the original film. The premiere felt like a celebration, not just of the movie itself, but of the fans who had been waiting nearly a decade for a sequel. But even with all the energy, the laughter, and the celebrity cameos, one thing became clear. The biggest takeaway from the night was the undeniable chemistry between Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston, even in spirit. The mere mention of her name lit up Bateman's demeanor, and his willingness to return to the franchise added fuel to a fire fan's refuse to let burn out. The legacy of Horrible Bosses is undeniable. When the first film premiered, it became an instant comedic classic, a story about workplace misery, chaotic revenge, and the wild chemistry between Bateman, Aniston, Charlie Day, and Jason Sudeikis. The sequel followed with even more outrageous moments, cementing the franchise as one of the most beloved comedy duos of the past decade. So the idea of a third film, it's not just exciting. It feels like something Hollywood needs, and fans know it. That's why social media immediately erupted once Bateman spoke those fate-changing words. Memes were created, editors posted dream trailers, TikTok creators began analyzing potential storylines. Some joked that the third movie should explore remote work culture. Others said the cast should reunite for a revenge plot involving toxic bosses in Hollywood itself. The ideas were endless, and the demand was unmistakable. But perhaps the most powerful part of the reaction came from fans who simply wanted to see Bateman and Aniston together again. Their comedic timing, their natural back-and-forth rhythm, and their long-standing real-life friendship have always been the heart of the franchise. And if the premiere proved anything, it's that the magic is still there. All it needs is a green light. As the night wound down and the final photos were taken, the buzz around Zootopia 2 remained strong, but one conversation overshadowed all others. Fans walked away not only excited for the film, but electrified by the possibility of Horrible Bosses 3 becoming a reality. And with Bateman publicly voicing his readiness, all eyes now shift toward Jennifer Aniston, waiting for her next move. For now, the answer is simple. If she calls, Bateman is ready, the cast is hopeful. Fans are manifesting. Hollywood is listening, and the saga of one of comedy's most unforgettable trios might just be preparing for its biggest comeback yet.